Hello and welcome back to another Voxel tutorial. Let's continue working on our single post template. The next thing we're going to do is display our categories on the listing page. So previously we displayed our categories in site homepage. However, the difference now is we need to display the specific categories that this listing belongs to, and not all site categories like we did on the homepage. So let me duplicate this gallery widget and let's rename it categories. And let's change the title, categories, and delete the gallery widget. So there are multiple ways to display categories and other taxonomies, which we cover in the Voxel documentation. But the one we're going to use in this example is using the term feed widget, so the same widget that we used in our homepage. Let's place this widget inside the categories container. So in homepage we selected filters as data source. However, to display the categories that have been selected on this listing, we can't use this data source. Instead we have to pick manual selection. Let's add an item. And under term ID, we're going to enable dynamic tags, search for categories, and select term ID. Save changes. And down here, we can pick the template that will be utilized to display our categories. So we're going to pick the same one that we have created for our homepage. So let's select icon and text. If you want to create more designs, you can always go to design, taxonomies, preview cards, and here create additional templates. So we see one category is appearing. However, if we added this post, we can see it belongs to two categories, nightlife and restaurants. To display all categories that have been selected, we have to loop this repeater item. So here under loop repeater row, press edit loop and select the categories taxonomy. And now we can see both our categories are being displayed. So this is the same method that you would use to display any taxonomy, not just categories. The next thing we're going to do is go to layout, and here we can set the number of columns. Another option we're going to enable is similar to homepage, to use the term color as accent color. So here we're going to enable replace accent color. Let's save changes. So we have finished our content area and hero area. Let's now display similar listings at the bottom of the page. To save time, I'm going to edit the homepage, and I'm going to copy this container with this post feed widget. And let's delete this container that we previously created and paste this one from the homepage, and name this one similar listings. Let's change the title. Let's enable dynamic tags and type similar listings to, and select the title. And let's delete this subheading. So what you consider similar listings depend on your own requirements. Right now, all the other listings in this post type are being displayed here. But if you want to display results that, for example, share the same category with the current listing, then you can click on the post feed widget and go to place filters, and here add the category filter. And for the default value, we're going to pull the categories of the current listing. So we filter this post feed by those categories. To do that, we can enable dynamic tags, find categories, and here pick term slug list all. So this will list all the categories of the current post separated by comma. And this is a format that the post feed can filter by. You can also add another filter to order the results, for example, by rating. Set the default value to best rated. Save changes. So everything looks fine. All our content that we have added on the submission form is being displayed. However, this is like a best case scenario when all the data that we requested during submission is provided. But in the real scenarios, certain fields may be optional, and we don't want to leave empty spaces in our design if the data is missing. For example, if there is no description on the listing, then we don't want to display this container at all. So the best way to test this is to go to the WordPress dashboard and create a new listing, and we're just gonna type the title and nothing else. So let's name it example listing and press publish. And let's now view the post in front end, and you can see the design is here. However, the data is missing. So let's solve all of these problems one by one. I'm going to go to the WordPress backend, edit the post type, and go to fields. So at the top of the page, we have the featured image. The options we have to solve the problem is either display a placeholder image or hide the widget entirely if there is no featured image provided. In this example, we're going to add a placeholder image. So let's find a featured image, and here you can pick default image. Let's upload this image and use it as default one. Save changes, and now let's reload our example listing, and it will use this default image. We can do the same for the logo. So when there is no logo uploaded, we can set the default logo. So let's upload this image and use as default logo, and save changes, and now reload the listing, and it will appear here. The next thing we're gonna do is hide the description container if the description is not provided. To do that, we can select the description container, go to Voxel, visibility, hide this element, and edit rules, choose condition, and as condition pick dynamic tag, then choose the content and compare whether it's empty. So the condition that we have created is hide this widget if the content or description is empty. Let's save changes. And now when we reload the listing, the container will not appear. However, if we check a listing that has description, it will appear here correctly. Let's do the same for the gallery. So voxel, visibility, hide this element, dynamic tag, find gallery, and pick any of these dynamic tags, and then check if they are empty. Because if there's at least one image uploaded, then it won't be empty. Let's save changes, and now our gallery container is not appearing either. Let's do the same for the categories. So go to voxel, visibility, hide this element, dynamic tag, find categories, and pick any of these dynamic tags like ID and empty. Save changes, and this is solved as well. Next, let's hide this widget if there are no reviews added. To do that, let's select the review stats container, visibility, hide this element, and here we can do total count is equal to 0 or average rating is empty. Let's pick average rating and check if it's empty, and save changes. And now this container does not appear either, and everything is fine on this other listing. Down here we have these different actions, directions, call now, and website. And in this case we have to apply visibility rules to individual items within this widget. So you can click on an item, and under visibility rules for this row, press hide if. And for directions, we need the listing address to get directions. So we're gonna hide the item based on the location being provided or not. So select dynamic tag and find location, full address, and check if it's empty. And now directions will not appear. Let's now apply visibility rule to the call now. So hide if, dynamic tag, phone number is empty. And finally, for the website, dynamic tag, website is empty. Let's save changes. So right now all the actions have visibility rules. However, the container itself, which contains these actions, and the map itself has no visibility rules. And this is a good example to showcase how you can hide something based on multiple rules. So let's go to Voxel, visibility, hide this element. And first we're gonna add a condition by address. So full address is empty. Add another condition. Phone number is empty. And another one for website is empty. So in this case, all the conditions are within the same rule group. So all of them have to be met for this element to be hidden. Let's save changes. And reload our listing, and now there is no container showing, while in the other listing everything is displaying correctly.